Check, check, check. Live check, live check, live check. Hey guys, Connor Doobie here. Jump on in. Please share this stream. If I brought you any value whatsoever, give a like. Constantly hear from you guys like, dude, I love your content, and you're kind of like ghosts in the background, just quietly stalking my information. But if I've done anything, given any information that's been helpful for you, valuable for you, the smallest thing you could do, the tiniest thing you could do, please share, okay? Please tag anybody else on this that you think would also get value out of this. And I'm just trying to make sure I've got my streams working here. I know people are like, dude, you got to schedule your lives a little bit better. I'm like, I just jump in between meetings. When I get the time, I'm going to come in, chat with my friends, and share some value, share some information with you guys. And I've got some packed tips to share with you today that could literally change your life overnight. So what I wanted to touch on very briefly, again, if you have any questions or anything that you want to drop in as I'm in here, feel free to fire those away. What I want to chat on is my 4 tips, my 4 strategic tips on how I, as a young millennial business person, entrepreneur, have enabled myself to get meetings with C-suite executives in billion-dollar companies, right? Large monster organizations. And the term billion, like, first off, it's really get your attention. Could be a trillion, could be a million. The point is getting your foot in the door with high-level people that maybe not only you're trying to find a way to sell to collaborate with, to partner with, but maybe a mentor, right? Maybe you're looking to get a mentor in your life, and there's some strategic ways and some practices, some habits that I've implemented in my life that have enabled me to get meetings with some people out there that may even seem like the most difficult people to reach. So I see you guys on this. Again, feel free to drop any questions, comments. Please give this a like as you're here. Please share this with anyone else you think would find this valuable. Tip number 1, my tip number 1 on how to get high-level C-suite meetings with the people, again, CEO, CIO, CTO, CMO, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, people are people. So my tip number 1 is intent. Intent. What are you trying to accomplish? Are you confident in what it is that you're trying to accomplish in getting a meeting, getting the ear, getting the time, getting the conversation with someone at such a high level? Okay. What is the intent? Are you confident when you have that person in front of you of how you're going to have confidence, how you're going to drive the conversation forward? Or are you really just looking to like do the worst thing possible, which is, oh, I want to meet with these people because I want to pick their brain, right? I want to meet with Jeff Bezos. I want to meet with Elon Musk. I want to meet with the Grant Cardone, the Gary Vaynerchuks, because I want to pick their brain, which is ridiculous. You need to have a specific intent and a focus in what you're going to accomplish, what your big picture is of what you're going to accomplish by having relationships with people who are at a higher level than where you are possibly at right now yourselves. Okay. So is it finding a mentor? Is it some sort of collaboration? Is there a business deal that you're trying to work with these people? Be focused on your intent. Write your intent down. Write your intent down daily. And when you do get in front of people, make it clear what your intent is. People don't like to be sold to, but they do like to understand how they can help you. And mind you, people at that level, C-suite leaders in billion-dollar organizations, the vast majority of them want to contribute back. They want to help you. They want to empower you. They want to connect you. But you have to understand you got to go and approach them the right way. Okay, so number 1, if you're writing down notes, which I hope you are, every time you see my live, you should grab a notepad and write some notes down. Intent. Okay, what is the intent? Number 2, reputation. slash, I wrote slash personal brand. Okay. Having a personal brand has been key for me to land, hard to reach people to meet with and to talk to, right? Having an actual presence and my messaging, my content, right? If someone sees this, I'm pretty confident that they're going to get a sense of my professionalism, my means of communicating, and I want C-suite executives in billion-dollar companies to see this video. Okay, I'm building my personal brand. I'm putting my personal brand out there, sharing information, sharing value. These are the keys that people like to see when you go in and you make the contact, you initiate the contact with somebody at that level, is having a presence, being active, sharing value, and showing that you yourself are in fact a mentor, a leader, a thought leader, someone who represents your core values and shares those core values as well, especially on social media, if you've been interviewed in places, right? So when I first got into the game of working with large companies and working with large businesses, I didn't really have that personal brand built up just yet. In fact, because of my struggles with trying to get the attention and get the ear of these high-level executives is really what led me to pushing my personal brand and really, really, really pushing hard to put more content out there, do more videos, start a podcast, all that good stuff. So again, number one, intent. Number two, personal brand, okay? Making sure that you have reputation out there, because the first thing that's going to happen when you go contact a CEO of $1 billion company is, if you have their attention, chances are they're going to go look you up. They may go Google you, go check out your website. They're going to go check out your LinkedIn profile, Instagram, wherever they like to hang out. Maybe they're on Clubhouse. Maybe you can find them on Clubhouse too. But either way, your personal brand represents your offline reputation as well. So keep that in mind. Find ways to start taking action on that. That's your messaging, your content. So I'm going to move on from there. Again, any questions, guys, feel free to drop them. Drop the questions. Give me a little love. Share a little bit of love for Connor. Please, I do this at no cost to you whatsoever. And I guarantee you, if you take advantage of this information, change your life, okay? May add multiple 5, 6, 7 figures, 8 figures into your sales pipeline by taking action on this stuff. Number 3, platform. I love this. Number 3 is platform, okay? Now, what do I mean by platform? The easiest way to get, people talk about value, giving value. Like if I reach out to someone, find a way to give them value. One of the best ways to give value is through a platform. So you see a lot of people start podcasts, but that platform doesn't always have to be a podcast. It could be a guest blog. It could be a video series. It could be a magazine that you publish. It could be a short video series, could be a podcast, could be a simple graphic post that you co-create with people. The whole point is having a platform that is mutually valuable to that person on the other end. In this case, it's going to be the executives, the C-suite executives in billion-dollar companies that you want. I've been podcasting for 4 years now, 4.5 years now. That is my platform. But you don't need to start a podcast in order to have a collaborative, right? A collaborative effort platform to get people talking to you. Could be any sort of platform, but here's kind of the case. People at that level love to give back. They love to share their information. They love to mentor if they're the right person. They love to help others. They love to elevate others, right? Most people get to that stature in their career and in their life by elevating other people. So when you have a platform that you can bring them onto to do an interview that's specific, number one, they're going to get a chance to help more people, which they're going to love to do. Number two, you're creating a space for them to be able to share valuable information and reach, right? I can, for cheap, go to somebody and say, hey, I guarantee you that if we do this interview together, I'll get 3,000 eyeballs on it. Anybody could do that for less than $100. Okay. And it's well worth if you can get that meeting locked in. That's a whole nother topic that we can get into. But having a collaboration style platform is going to separate you entirely, especially if it's specific, which brings me to point number 4, having solid AF messaging. I almost just said that weirdly. Having solid as fuck messaging is going to help you to get the meeting. So CEOs, CMO, whoever it is at that level in that billion-dollar company that you're trying to meet with, they get approached constantly to be interviewed on platforms, to be interviewed on stages, to speak at conferences, to blah, 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 whatever it is. People constantly want their time. How are you going to separate yourself? You're going to have solid AF messaging when you go in and approach those people. So number 1, you have the right intent and you have a focus of what you're going to do when you get that relationship and how you're going to drive that relationship forward. Number 2, you're going to have a personal brand, a presence, and a reputation built up. So when you do make contact, that person just knows you're not, just coming off the street and trying to, again, pick their brain and get their time. Number 3 is that collaboration platform, or as I just called it, platform. And number 4, having solid AF messaging, which is short, concise. People don't give a shit about paragraphs and paragraphs of information, especially if you're a CEO and you're operating a billion-dollar entity. Your time is very, very finite. So if you're reaching out to people via LinkedIn, I do it a lot through LinkedIn, but if it's LinkedIn, if it's email, if it's Instagram, if it's Twitter, whatever it is, if it's Clubhouse, have your messaging tight, okay? And have it specific to them. Have it speak specifically to them. So I have a podcast called B2B Mentors. If I approach a chief marketing officer in a billion-dollar entity and I say, hey, brother, I have this podcast called B2B Mentors. It is specific for other CMOs in the market like you to learn what you've done, your successes. People would love to hear from you. We have a large audience we can share that to. Even if you don't have a large audience, it doesn't matter. We have an audience. We have one person that wants your information. Would you be interested in being interviewed for 15 minutes? Okay, 15 minutes. Ask for 15 minutes for the actual interview, 20 minutes for the actual interview. Guarantee you're going to have that conversation going for 30, 40, sometimes an hour, sometimes multiple hours. Like, it'll blow your mind once you get on the line with someone, add value, put the emphasis on them versus you, and those relationships blossom. Could be immediate, could be 3 or 4 years down the road where that turns into a monster opportunity. But the point is, if people don't know you, they cannot flow energy to you. They don't know you, they can't flow you. So you need them to know you. You need to be able to build that relationship, but you got to find a way to do it the right way, break through the noise, and then also like understand what are you going to do once you have that relationship built up. Okay, guys, please share this. Please comment on this. I'm pretty sure I'm streaming, but if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm here to help you, here to support you. Make sure you check out our podcast, B2B Mentors. If you're watching this, you're interested in being a guest, that would be phenomenal. Send me a message. Always looking for great people to bring onto that platform. Remember the 4 key points we touched on today. And with that, my friends, I'll see you on the other side.